Today I spent a shift with tire disposal and recycling here in Meridian. We went all over the Boise area picking up used tires from retailers. They take them over to Prineville, they're picked up there, and then they go to Burns, and then they're shredded and they're used for various industrialized purposes. A lot of it goes into roads and asphalt and other composite rubber. So they weren't doing this 15 years ago. And so it's really great that they're recycling this. So I'm out just loading the truck. I'm happy to be working today with Alan and Jim. They're great guys. They've been telling me a lot about this business and the whole economic and business model and how it works. You know, a lot of people tell me that you govern as you campaign, and I think that's true. And I've been working shoulder to shoulder, side by side with Idahoans across the state now for 13 months, and I've had 22 jobs. And if you look at my opponent, Jim Risch, just sort of sitting back behind a podium and not really campaigning, taking voters for granted, using corporate jets, and putting vast amounts of his own money into this. You know what? This campaign it's about campaigning. It's not an auction. And this isn't going to go to the highest bidder or the richest person. It's going to go to the hardest working person. And I think people will recognize that I've been out there shoulder to shoulder with people and listening to their concerns about where this country is going and how we can put it back on track. You know, I'm working with people that are making anywhere from $9 to $16 an hour, and they have high hopes. They want to succeed. They want to be part of the middle class here in Idaho. They want to raise their families and have a good tomorrow for themselves and for their families. A lot of these people that I'm working with, they don't have health insurance, or the health insurance is out of sight and out of reach for many people. So we've just got to put our shoulder to the wheel and make sure that we've got affordable quality health care, because it's creating a lot of economic insecurity with middle American and middle income Idahoans. So I think we can do better. When we stopped at Sears to pick up their tires, they had about 75 tires there. The Idaho Statesman came out to take pictures, and Channel 2, KBCI, was there. We did an interview, and they took footage of me working. I learned a lot in the break room across the state of Idaho. There's a lot of wisdom in that break room, and I'm more comfortable in the break room than my opponent, Jim Risch, is in the back room cutting deals. I don't know of any employer that really doesn't want to pay a living wage and have the best benefits. It's just that a lot of these things are getting out of reach for employers and for the employees. We can do better. What we're doing here is that Alan rolls the tires to me, and then I load them up here, and Jim stacks them. And we've got almost 400 tires, and over 400 tires in there right now. And it's just labor intensive. No way you can really mechanize this. You got to pick up every tire, and then Jim knows what he's doing up there. He's a master stacker, pretty strong. And Alan just rolls these to me, and we load them up here. Generally, they have a three-man crew that works here. Well, that's a heavy one. As we're working now, and somebody's got to be where the tires are stacked and then get them up to the stacker. Otherwise, it'd be pretty inefficient. There's a lot of energy in Idaho right now. All the new residents that have moved here for the quality of life. They want to make sure that Idaho stays on track, that we have the best opportunities and education for our kids. That's what I want too. That's why I've been working shoulder to shoulder with Idahoans across the state of Idaho. There's a lot of wisdom you can learn in the break room. And that energy that people have right now for change, it's going to be exhibited on Election Day. There are going to be a lot of surprises, and people are going to take back their state, and they're going to say, let's have balance and oversight and accountability once again in Washington, D.C. I can go back there and get the job done. I'm a hard-working guy. I'll reach across the aisle, and we'll all work together to put our country and our state back on track. I wanted to say hello to you. I'm LaRocco. I'm running for the United States Senate.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm taking jobs all over the state, and I'm working today with tire disposal guys.
Wow, fun times.
I got to meet you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Take care.
You too. Have a good day.
You too. You know, this is an important election. A lot of people say that every 2 years, but this is really a turning point in our nation's history. It's very important to have the right people from Idaho go back to Washington, D.C. and be part of the cleanup crew and put us back on track. And I'm talking to people across the state that want to take their state back. They want to have balance, they want to have accountability, they want to have oversight. And it means that Idahoans are going to have to dig a little bit deeper in terms of their commitment to this campaign. We're going to have to talk to our friends and neighbors and find people who are like-minded about taking our state back. You know, every day throughout Idaho, people wake up and go to work and work hard, and play by the rules, and they don't ask for much. They just want an opportunity to succeed in this country, and that's what we should be giving them in the government. And right now, with high energy costs and high costs of health care, and people working harder and longer for less, things are upside down, and we've got to do something about it. And we can start by balancing the budget and strengthening our dollar, and 20% for every barrel of oil increase in the price comes from a weak dollar, and we got to do something about that. So here's the value for Idaho with me going to the United States Senate. I'm going to be in the majority party, and I'll be able to do a lot for the state of Idaho. And you know, because I've served in the U.S. House of Representatives for 2 terms, that will count towards seniority the day I get there. And I'll have more seniority than Jim Risch, and I'll have more seniority than anybody who served as a governor across the state. That's just the way it is in the Senate, by practice and policy and tradition. So that's a good bet for Idahoans. I can hit the ground running the day I get there.
Yeah, I vote for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So I worked on the truck today. We picked up 615 tires that are going to be recycled or shredded and used in another way. So it's an environmentally safe activity, and I work with 2 guys, Alan and Jim, and we had a good day and very interesting day. We started at about 7:15 this morning and worked for about 6 hours. I've had 22 jobs now across the state of Idaho, all the way from Bonners Ferry down to Malta and Roberts, Idaho, Pocatello, throughout the Magic Valley, and here today in Meridian. And I've learned a lot from people. You know, there's a lot of wisdom to be learned in the break rooms across the state of Idaho. People will tell you what they think, and they'll let you know about the challenges that they're facing. And they're upset. They kind of feel like things are unraveling a little bit. They're unsettled about the economy and the high cost of health care and energy, and they want a better tomorrow for their kids. And right now, people are working harder for less. The middle-income people have built this country, and I'm working with them every day. And they're telling me what they want and how we should move forward to make this country great. And we can do it. We can do it together, because I'll work across the aisle. I'll make sure that things are done in a bipartisan fashion, and that we will move Idaho and the country ahead. I'm going to be part of the cleanup crew for a lot of abuses that have been in the policies over the last 7 years. And that's okay. I've been to Congress before, and we'll clean it up this time just like I did before. We'll balance the budget, and we'll make sure that we have affordable quality health care for everybody, and really put our shoulder to the wheel on health care and energy. Make sure that we have alternative sources of energy, and see if we can really achieve energy independence this time, and have a policy that's not drawn up in the back rooms, and it just leaves us forgotten behind. And those are the people that I'm going to represent, the forgotten Idahoans, ones that have been left behind and haven't been in the room to make those decisions. I'll represent them. I'm a veteran. I understand what it means to serve, and public service has always been part of my life. And when I go back to Washington, D.C. in the United States Senate, I'm going to have seniority there because of my time and service in the United States House of Representatives. By tradition, policy, and practice, that's the way it works. I'll be a member of the majority party, and I'll have seniority. More seniority than anybody who has served as governor, temporary governor, lieutenant governor, or been in the state legislature. All because of my service in the House of Representatives. And that's a good value for Idaho.